thanks for tuning into this week's video. Today we're going to have an update on how the twins are doing and how my recovery is doing in the first 3 weeks of living with twins and a 15-month-old. So as you can see, Griffin is not happy right now. Yeah, you're upset. Freya is inside this wrap and she is sound asleep. But Griffin is having a hard time and won't go to sleep. It's okay. The newest update today is they both had their frenectomy. So they both had tongue and lip ties that needed to be snipped for breastfeeding purposes. And for her, she can't even drink from a bottle properly. So we had to get that done so she can intake more milk properly. Probably why he's so fussy. They are both gaining weight very rapidly. He's gaining about 57 grams per day. When they were born, he was 5 pounds. Really? I need to get this done. Please? Please? When they were born, he was 5 pounds, 9 ounces. Yes. And now he is past 6 pounds, 9 ounces. Okay. This is the life of twins right now. Okay, so Shane just took Griffin downstairs because he is freaking out for no reason and all you would hear is crying in this video. So, lots of emotions with twins. Freya, when she was born, she was 5 pounds, 3 ounces, but when she came home, she was down to 4 pounds, 11 ounces, and now she's at 5 pounds, 8 ounces. So she is a pound away from Griffin, but she is back up and past her birth weight. So that is doing really good. After the frenectomy today, we are going to start implementing breastfeeding into her routine at least once a day and see if she will take the boob. What was happening is her tongue wouldn't go underneath the nipple, so it would literally just push it out. And she would try really hard. She's very eager to breastfeed, but she just like, it's impossible to breastfeed her. So we're gonna try it now that her tongue tie and lip tie are now snipped. And with Griffin, his breastfeeding experience was he's fully breastfeeding, but he hurts me. It almost feels like it's like chafing over time because his top lip doesn't flange out. It kind of does this a lot. As you could see when Griffin was freaking out, it is very hard to deal with twins when they cry at the same time. I still haven't gotten a good way of dealing with it by myself, which I feel like is normal, but yeah. Now that they're a little bit older, they have more awake time, more time where they're just kind of dazed or not going to sleep. Even after they're fed, changed, and swaddled, they just kind of lay there or they just want to be cuddled. So now they're kind of out of that nice newborn stage and going into a little bit more of an annoying 1-month-old stage. One thing that I hate doing though with twins is I hate putting them in the car seats. They're so tiny, they're so small compared to Theo. Theo was 8 pounds, 10 ounces when he was born. And it was just so easy to put him in a car seat and not worry about it. But these guys are so small that I just worry about like their necks being kinked or them not being able to breathe. The differences between like having one baby to having 2 at once. With Theo, when he was little, Shane would be able to like help me, especially in the night. Like there's like this witching hour where they're just really passionate about not going to bed and just being super frustrating for me. Just being very needy, and I believe that that's a thing for like all babies. They all kind of have like a time in the day. My babies are around this time, which is 8, so it starts about 7 and it goes all the way, it could go all the way until 1 in the morning. Theo was the same way, so when Theo was little, what I would do is I would get Shane to look after him from 7 till about 9 or 10, and I would take a nap, and then Shane would go to bed, and then I would take over for the 4-hour span that he had his witching hour, because his witching hour was a little bit later. So that's kind of what we would do. But now that we have a 15-month-old and twins, Shane kind of takes on the role of being Theo's #1 care provider during the day. It's hard because I don't get that help as much because Shane's helping with Theo, but he can't really help with the babies that much. So that's been a little bit crazy. There's been a lot of emotions and a lot of juggling and adapting to do different things. It's been a little hard, but not too much. It would be 10 times harder, I think, if the twins were our first kids, just because like everything would be so new, but we've done it before. It's just the witching hour periods where it's really hard, especially since that is like normally like when you would get ready and go to bed. These babies are up and then you're tired, so I try to get my nap in like the midday or later day, and then I'm up. But if I don't get that nap, I'm super emotional when all they do is cry and I'm overtired because I'm still recovering too, so I need that sleep. And with a C-section, I really feel that in my body. When I'm overtired and I have to deal with these babies for like hours when they're not going to bed, it's really hard on me, and I really feel it. My incision area starts to like feel really bruised and kind of similar to like when you really work out your abs, but like deeper. I don't know how to explain it better than that. Having those naps is really important. So literally all I feel like I do is eat, sleep, and deal with the babies. Like I just feed them, and then when I'm done feeding them, I pump and eat at the same time because she gets pumped milk. And then when I'm done, I go to bed. My days go by so fast because that's literally all I do, which is fair because like I'm recovering, but for me, I'm the go type. I don't like seeing like my house dirty or have a million things on my to-do list and I can't do them because all I do is take care of the babies and sleep, which obviously will change over time, like when they become a little bit more independent. My recovery is pretty good so far. My incision literally looks like someone drew with like a pen mark and just a line. It's healed very well. It's just the fact that one day I'll like feel good and then I'll do a couple things around the house. I'll go up and down the stairs maybe one too many times, and then I'll overwork myself, but I won't know that until the day after or the nighttime when I have to deal with their chaos, when I feel drained and I feel bruised and I could start bleeding again. Like there's been a couple times where that happened. So that's kind of hard. It's just kind of like the back and forth, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, kind of that I don't like about C-section recovery. Overall, it's been pretty good. We're going to book chiropractor appointments for the 3 of us, so me and the 2 babies, next week, just because Griffin has been spitting up a little bit more than I think is normal. For my babies, don't really spit up normally. I want to get him adjusted, and then little miss here likes to have her head tilt one way more than the other, so I definitely want to get her adjusted to correct that.
He was hungry again. I think he's cluster feeding because I literally fed him right before, and then he was like crying, and then now he wants more food. And then also now Freya is whining and going to need food, and this is what I mean by it's very hard when I'm feeding one and then the other one gets hungry.
Where's the bottle?
It's in my room. So apparently he cannot go to bed without screaming. He really likes physical contact. Like even if you put your cheek to his head, he will be more content than if he's just like laying there by himself. They're very like hands-on babies, whereas Theo, you could put him in like the boppy pillow beside you and watch TV and he'd be completely fine. Like, he's a very independent baby. Same thing, like he was in his crib at an early age because he didn't like being near us in the bassinet. He couldn't sleep. So these babies are really different. Like Griffin, co-sleeps with me because it's easier when breastfeeding. We can just like do side lying and then he just breastfeeds. Little Miss. So she just finished breastfeeding, guys. Woot woot. She got her frenectomy done, which I said earlier in this video. And the doctor said it might take a couple weeks for her to latch onto the boob or whatever, but she latched on immediately. So that is success. I am super duper happy. Frenectomies make such a good, like, a difference. Like, even with Theo, when I got his snipped, it was just his tongue, and it was like night and day immediately. Like, he could latch better and he had more coordination with his tongue. It's crazy how much they actually matter. Don't you guys think he kind of looks like a Who from Whoville? Like, his little cheekbones and his little nose just make, oh, sad face. Just makes him like look like he belongs in the Grinch movie. I think that's like a bit of an update on what's happening here. A little bit of an update on their breastfeeding journey. My recovery is going really well. Get to go see the midwife next week. And it's my first time driving to her clinic. For the past couple times she's come to the house. If you're new to my channel, I had my son Theo, and then when he was 6.5 months old, I got pregnant with these two. So I was breastfeeding. So I went from pregnant, breastfeeding, pregnant, breastfeeding, and I literally I just want time to get back into my yoga. I used to do yoga twice a day. I want to go and get back into my running, my kickboxing, just like all of my physical activities I want to get back into, because I just feel, you know, when you haven't worked out for a while and you just like have that itch to like go do something physical, that's like what I'm feeling right now. I want to be able to do like simple things, you know, like even just like going up and down the stairs or like doing laundry. Like, I'm very impatient with this recovery process. Very impatient. I want it to be over and I want to get back to normal. Have the energy to cook and bake, and like Christmas is coming up and I want the energy to go for like a walk and look at the lights with Theo. Very impatient. My stomach. So my stomach actually is very close to back to normal. I do have flabby skin, which is all normal for a C-section. Well, it's normal for any postpartum. I didn't get as many stretch marks as I did with Theo with these guys. I think that was just because my body was kind of like, we've already done this. I did get a few stretch marks on my upper abs. So I have like a couple. They'll go away though. I'm not worried about it. Next week, I'm really, really excited though, because I might take you guys with me on it. We will see, but I get a day to myself. I talked to Shane and I really need just some time for me without babies and just alone to go shopping, even just to look around. So I am doing that next week. I really want to hit up like Winners, HomeSense. I want some pajamas for the winter season because it's freaking cold. I don't know about you guys, but like I don't have like pajama sets, like matching top and bottoms. I just have like really baggy shirts or like Shane's old shirts and then pajama pants most of the time. So I want a couple pairs of pajamas, and I want to hit up a couple of the thrift stores in this area, just kind of treat myself to a day out. So maybe I'll do a shop with me video. Also, small update guys, this cat, okay, so my cat Oliver, he is always near the babies. Look how freaking cute he is. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next week. Thanks so much. Bye.